The sky over global technology is shifting faster than anyone expected. And this time, the winds aren't blowing from Silicon Valley. They're blowing from China. In the remote city of Xining, in Qinghai province, China has just unveiled something extraordinary. A domestic AI data center with a staggering 3,579 petaflops of computing power. For context, that's the kind of raw horsepower once reserved for the world's top supercomputers. And it cost nearly $390 million to build. But here's the real twist. Unlike the data centers of yesterday, this one isn't built on Nvidia's GPUs. It's powered largely by homegrown Chinese chips, 72% of its nearly 23,000 processors supplied by domestic firms. Names once unknown outside China are suddenly headliners: Biren Tech, Zhonghao Xining, MetaX, more threads. Others, like Tech Origin and Inflame, are preparing to scale up shipments soon. China isn't just building a data center, it's building independence. Meanwhile, Huawei is plotting an even more ambitious roadmap. At Huawei Connect 2025, the company unveiled its chip plan stretching into the next decade. Early 2026 will see the release of the Ascend 950PR and 950DT. By 2027 and 2028, Huawei promises the Ascend 960 and 970, equipped with 144 GB of high-bandwidth memory. Think about that for a moment. These chips will deliver up to 4 TB per second of bandwidth, a fire hose of data feeding AI models at unimaginable speed. And Huawei isn't stopping at chips. They teased the Atlas 950 supercluster, a monster built from 524,288 Ascend chips, offering 1 zettaFLOPS of inference performance and over 500 exaFLOPS of training power. That's not just another AI cluster. That's a statement of intent. China wants to redefine the upper limits of AI infrastructure. Now, let's step back. Why this sudden acceleration? Because the US has slammed the brakes on Nvidia and AMD sales to China. Just recently, China's Cyberspace Administration, CAC, blocked purchases of Nvidia's RTX Pro 6000D. ByteDance and Alibaba, once told to test these chips, are now ordered to halt. The official reasoning? Domestic chips are now comparable in performance. And if local chips are good enough, why rely on foreign suppliers? The consequences ripple far beyond Shenzhen and Santa Clara. Nvidia and AMD now face a 15% mandatory revenue remittance to the US government on certain chip sales to China. For Nvidia's H20 GPU, estimates suggest nearly $23 billion in 2025 sales to China, before the remittance. That's a tax not just on chips, but on strategy. And China is responding by betting harder on self-reliance. We're already seeing results. Domestic companies like Cambricon, Huawei, and Alibaba are pushing chips that are good enough to power large AI models. One chip, the Liswan 7G106, even matches Nvidia's RTX 4060 in synthetic benchmarks, with 12 GB of GDDR6 and roughly 24 teraflops of FP32 compute. Now, let's be clear, China still lags in advanced semiconductor manufacturing. The country lacks access to EUV lithography machines, limiting its ability to produce at cutting-edge nodes. That means lower power efficiency and weaker yields compared to TSMC or Samsung. But here's the critical insight: China doesn't need perfect chips. Most AI workloads don't demand the absolute bleeding edge. They demand scale, availability, and sovereignty. And those are exactly the gaps China is closing. For Nvidia, the stakes couldn't be higher. China has historically accounted for around 25% of its revenue. Lose that market, even partially, and the financial and strategic hit is severe. Jensen Huang, Nvidia's CEO, has voiced his disappointment, calling the bans political. And he's not wrong, this is politics. But in today's world, technology and politics are inseparable. The US is tightening control, export licenses, revenue sharing, restrictions. Some call the 15% remittance an export tax. Others see it as a signal: Washington won't allow unrestricted access to AI-enabling hardware. Meanwhile, allies and rivals worldwide are watching. Should they bet on US chips? Or hedge their bets and test China's growing ecosystem? The answer may split the world into two AI ecosystems. One led by the US, built on Nvidia, AMD, and Intel. The other led by China, powered by Huawei, Biren, Cambricon, and more threads. By 2027 and 2028, with Huawei's new chips and the Atlas supercluster fully online, China may achieve a degree of parity. And by 2029 or 2030, the performance and efficiency gap could narrow significantly. The big question is this: will this rivalry slow global collaboration in AI? Or will competition push innovation faster than cooperation ever could? Because this isn't just about chips. It's about sovereignty. It's about power. And it's about who defines the rules of the 21st century digital order. China is no longer waiting. It's building. It's betting big. The chessboard has changed. And every move from here will shape the future of AI and geopolitics for decades to come.